John 6:40. Haec est enim voluntas Patris mei, qui misit me ut omnis qui videt Filium et credit in eum habeat vitam aeternam et resuscitabo ego eum in novissimo die. For this is the will of my Father who sent me, namely, that everyone who sees the Son and believes in him may have life everlasting, and I shall raise him up again on the last day. So much of this verse is nearly identical to the last one in syntax and structure, including, I would note, this substantive clause or object clause explaining the will of the Father. This is his will. Again, in English, we could translate, namely, the following, that each one or everyone who sees the Son and believes in him, etc. Really, the most exciting thing about this verse is one of the smallest details, ego. Why does this need to be here? Do we need it to complete the sense? Well, no, we don't. Resuscitabo and its ending tell us who is doing the speaking. That is the first person singular. I is the subject of the sentence. So why do we need ego formally expressed? Well, we've mentioned this before. In Latin, you don't need the first and second and third pronouns simply to express a subject. Generally, again, the verb ending is plenty sufficient to do that by itself. So when we do find those nominative personal pronouns expressed, they generally indicate emphasis, or they're there to dispel some kind of ambiguity. And really, the main thing to note in this verse is just something we've noted many times, but we can't say it too often. Our Latin translator has followed our Greek New Testament texts, or at least the ones available to him in his day and age, so scrupulously that oftentimes the only reason for a particular oddity in his Latin version is that he's reflecting precisely, with great fidelity, sometimes slavishness almost, what he finds in his Greek text. And that's the only reason that ego is here, because in the Greek we have ego in this particular place for special emphasis. I will raise him up again on the last day for the purpose of his having life eternal. So that's really all there is to say about this verse, which sets it apart from the other. Again, we've got the same construction. This is the Father's will, or we might say, if we had a verb here, he wills what? An object, a noun? Nope, a whole clause, which basically stands in place of an object noun with a subjunctive verb, in this case, a present subjunctive active verb.